Hostway's FlexCloud API allows you to fully manage your cloud computing resources. Using the API, you can easily scale your server capacity depending on immediate needs. This quick intro will show how simple it is to write a client to control your FlexCloud. You will see how to list the servers that already exist in your account, and to list the operating systems, or images, and the configuration settings, or flavors. The operating systems and configuration settings can be used when building new servers. This example is written in Perl, although any other programming language will follow the same pattern. To start, we import the required libraries. The REST client will send commands to and receive responses from the FlexCloud API server. The JSON library is used to parse the response content and convert it into an object, while the base64 encoder will encode our username and password used in authentication. The next section shows the settings used to access your account. The hostname of the Hostway API server is cprest-vip.hostway.com. It is important to note that you should use HTTPS to ensure that your commands are encrypted and that you protect your username and password. The access credentials are the same ones you use to access your site control account, with one difference. The username is prepended to the namespace sitecontrol_hostway_us_enterprise. Use the @ symbol to separate the username and namespace. The username and password are then included in the HTTP headers and are sent along with each request by the REST client. The function to execute the command has 4 simple parts. First, the REST client is created and is initialized with the host URL. Next, the command is sent to the server as a GET request, along with the headers that include username and password. We then check the response code that the client got back from the server. If we have an unexpected response code, that indicates an error occurred, and we should handle the case appropriately. Otherwise, the response content, or body, is parsed by the JSON library and returned as an object. The commands used in this example are simple HTTP GET requests. The images command tells the server to return a list of the images or operating systems that are available for server creation. The JSON response contains an array of images. Each entry in the array has a name, an array of links, and an ID. Now back in Perl, we are going to send the images command and get back the JSON data structure. In Perl, the object returned by the JSON library is a hash map. In other languages, you may get a more formal object reference with its own fields and methods. Here, the code iterates over the list of images and prints the name, ID, and the list of links attributed to each image. So now, let's run the command to get the list of all images. When it returns, we can see the list of the operating systems available to provision. For example, Windows servers, or any other operating system like Debian. Let's take a look at the command to get a list of flavors. A flavor represents a system configuration. These are the hardware profiles that are available for setting up new servers. The JSON response to the flavors command does not tell us much other than the flavor name, ID, and href. The flavor ID can be used to send a second request to get more detail about the individual flavor. This second command is also a GET request, where the flavor ID is appended to the URL. In the response, we see more information about the individual flavor, including the flavor name, the number of CPUs, the available memory and disk space, and again the ID of the flavor. In the Perl client example, a command is sent to get the list of flavors. The code iterates over each flavor in the list and sends a command to get more details about the individual configuration settings that can be assigned when creating servers. These details are then printed out. And here is the result of running those flavors commands. The last command in this demo will show how to print out a list of servers in our account. Now we'll run it. Each of these servers was previously created using the API.